Hey guys, Jermaine Morgan here, and today I want to talk to you about groove and feel, so stay tuned. All right, guys, welcome back. And you know, if you're familiar with this channel, if you're familiar with my lessons, you know I'm always trying to give you tools that you can use to apply to your groove, to improve your playing. And it's no differently today. But something I want to deal with today is something that I've come to learn that most players aren't familiar with. I know generally I teach a lot of riffs and a lot of licks and those type of things in my lessons, but 98% of the time I'm focusing on locking with the drummer and being a support as a bass player in the band. And so my biggest concern at the end of the day is trying to make sure that it feels good. I remember in one of my interviews I did with Nate Holloman, if you go back and watch some of the old interviews with Jermaine Morgan TV, one of the things he said that stuck with me is when people listen to music, most of the time when they recall that concert, they can never really tell you what lick somebody played or how amazing a riff or something was on guitar, but it can always kind of explain to you how it made them feel. And that's really the thing we kind of want to walk away with this lesson. Not saying none of the other things are important, but at the end of the day, when we're playing that supportive role and we're going to entertain other people with what we do as bass players, we're going to be a support system for like a church service or that type of thing. We want to be interested in how we're making people feel, how we're making the music feel, and want to be really aware of that. All that being said, one of the things I come to learn is that a lot of musicians don't understand what it means to lay back or to lay back in the groove, that type of thing. And I'll be honest, at first I didn't really understand it, even though I came from a culture, and I do believe that it's a culturally driven thing, because each musical culture is different, depending on your background, depending on where you come from, how you were raised, the type of music you grew up listening to. Of course, with the internet and with social media and everything, it makes it a lot easier nowadays to have access to hear all the different styles of music. If you came up the way I did, you may not have been exposed to as much music, and if you're an older player, it might be a little more difficult for you to understand feel or to understand laying it back, that type of stuff, if you haven't really been exposed to it. Now, the example that I'm using today, the style of music, is more on a soulful or neo-soul type feel. And with that type of music, you have the liberty of kind of, especially on the bass, laying back the groove or laying back what you're doing on the bass, almost to the point where you're dragging the bass line, but it doesn't compromise the feel of the song. So that's the thing I want to kind of deal with in terms of talking about laying back the groove. So I'll play this groove that I played at the beginning of the video once again so you can hear the idea of me laying back the groove, but not necessarily taking away or compromising the integrity of the groove of the song. For today's example, I'm in the key of G major, but we're playing off the 6, which is that E minor, so it's 6, 2, 5, 1, 4, 3. So again, that's 6, 2, 5, 1, 4, 3. And that's pretty much the whole groove. I'm just kind of walking up to certain notes and that type of thing and playing around it, but that's the meat and potatoes of the groove. So I'll play this again so you can hear it in context. So as you can hear, I'm playing slightly behind the beat, and in this type of music, in this feel of music, you can get away with that. And it's that fine line that you have to really be listening for, and to make sure you're not overly dragging the song where it takes away and it becomes more of a distraction to the groove as opposed to feeling good and making the song feel good. Because remember, that's our ultimate goal, to try to make it feel good. Now I can play these notes right on the beat and still get a good feel for it. But the thing about a groove like this, what you don't want to do is play in front of the beat, because now you're starting to feel like you're rushing and everybody else is dragging. I can't really explain why that is, being a bass player, but when it seems like in a soulful type groove or neo soul, when you lay back the groove, as a bass player, it seems to just make everything settle, almost kind of like you're the level-headed one and you're just kind of making everything fall where it needs to fall to give off the correct feel of the song. So again, I'll do that, but this time I'm going to play everything right on the beat and see if you can hear the difference. So you can hear there, I'm playing right on the beat, and it's there. It has to feel, but it seems like something is definitely missing. So again, I'm going to do that example, and now I'm going to play a little bit ahead of the beat so you can see the difference and how the groove kind of functions a little differently when that bass, the timing of how you're landing those bass notes is moved a little bit. So I'm going to play a little bit in front of the beat. So notice those three different ways of how I played it. Comment below and let me know if you can actually hear the difference in the three types of ways I have played the groove. But what I'm doing, I'm showing you the difference in how it makes the groove feel. Now, this is what I want you to do. If you're new to this type of stuff, if you're new to this idea, comment below and let me know what you feel each different way that I play it. When I'm behind the beat, what does that feel like to you? Or when I'm right on the beat, what does that make you feel? And when I'm playing ahead of the beat, what does that make you feel? So be listening this time. I'm going to play it all three different ways again. Behind the beat. On the beat. In front of the beat. Now, what I'm getting at with this particular lesson, I'm not saying that either one is wrong, but what I am saying, you have to be aware as a bass player, especially, which one is which. Playing in front of the beat, playing on the beat, and playing behind the beat, and see how it makes the song feel. In a particular groove like this, the feel of that particular drum beat is more laid back and more relaxed. And so if I'm playing it, in my opinion, if I'm playing that on the beat or a little ahead of the beat, it's going to make it feel a little more anxious or a little more like I'm trying to rush or get done with the song, that type of thing, as opposed to laying back, taking a deep breath, and actually enjoying the moment with the more laid back, behind the beat type groove. So as a bass player, you just have to be aware of what you're giving off, what the band is feeling, what the audience is feeling, what everybody else is feeling when they're hearing the song based on what you're doing. So remember, guys, if you want this full lesson, click the link in the description, and I'll see you on next week. Hey, thanks for watching today's video. And listen, if you enjoyed the content, click the subscribe button and don't forget to turn on my notifications so you can be notified each week once I post a new video. I really appreciate you guys being here, and check it out. If you want more content like this and if you want to get even more in depth on the bass lessons, remember to head over to JermaineMorgan.net. There I have many more bass lessons. I talk a little bit more in depth on some of these subjects that we've covered here on YouTube, and I'll also have music. Most of you don't know, but I am an artist as well, so I do have music available there if you want to hear me really play. I have music there, so check it out, and I will see you guys on next week. Thank you. I'm out of here.